Hey everyone, my name is Shadio and welcome to a tutorial and walkthrough on how to beat doors solo as well as with a group. I will be going over some tips and tricks on how to survive and get to the end of door 100, and I will also be giving some speedrunning tips for any speedrunners out there. But anyways, let's begin. So, there's multiple factors in surviving encounters with the entities and doors, which I will be going over and discussing as they come by. If they don't come by, then I will discuss them anyways, but in this game, if you don't already know, it is a RNG dependent door walking through simulator, kind of like Spooky's House of Jump Scares, where you procedurally go through a door and on the other side it's randomly generated what it'll be. In drawers, you can open them and you have a chance of getting lighters, bandages, batteries for your flashlight, lockpicks, vitamins, and I'm pretty sure that's all unless I missed something. I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, of course, and gold and keys. Gold gets converted to knobs, which is in my top right of the screen there. I don't know if it's a 4 to 1 conversion ratio. I'm not too sure on that, but typically when these lights start flickering, so this is Halt. You'll know it's Halt because the doors the lights will flicker a lot like they just did. So the next door that you go into, it's going to be Halt, and I will show you how to survive him. So with him, you never want to look backwards, basically. You always want to be holding W and going forward, and then when your screen statics teleports, just walk backwards. And then as soon as it statics again, you're going to walk forward, and rinse and repeat until you reach the end of the door. Don't worry about these drawers, because once you're done, I'll show you what you can do. And yes, he won't instantly kill you. He will damage you quite a bit, and you'll still survive. So yeah, once you're completed this, you can go back in and not have to worry. You can loot every single drawer because he won't be there. He would have already despawned. So you're free to just loot every single one if you want, which I'm not gonna go and do because I don't want this video to be over like 30 minutes long. But another one of the entities that can show up is the most common one, referred to as Rush. Let's see if he can come now. Nope. But he'll spawn about 4 rooms behind you, so you have approximately about 7 to 10 seconds to find a locker. I will call them lockers, I know they're closets, but you typically want to, as soon as you see the lights flicker, you will go ahead and find a closet, stand by it, and then wait till you hear him coming and enter the locker. Another thing I'll mention, this door, how it took a little bit to load. That's an indicator of the next room will be a large room or will have an entity. So what I mean by that is if you don't immediately go through the door and it doesn't immediately open for you, that is how you know the next room will be a medium to large room. These are picture rooms. You just line up the pictures, each with their corresponding shape and outline. This is the library. A speedrunning trick is spamming E on this little part here, grabbing the item, because these compartments always 100% have an item in the top compartment here. But if you're not worrying about speedrunning, then don't worry about that. That's just still a little trick. So here comes Rush. So what I'm going to do, stand by a locker, get in pretty relatively early, he'll pass by, and once you hear him stop and the sound completely fades out, you're good to go. And don't stay in lockers for too long, otherwise you'll see on your screen get out, and if you stay in the locker, then you'll get hurt. You won't die, unless you're looking for the achievement. And basically what the items do is lockpicks will lockpick guaranteed, as it is, so you don't need a key for the door, or you won't need to find the key. Vitamins give you a speed boost, a relatively quick speed boost for, I would say, roughly 10 seconds or 12 seconds. And also, if you're having trouble finding the key, you can listen to the little glistening sound that it makes, as well as the books in the library, which I will go over once we get there. The key can also spawn here. It could spawn on the chair. It can spawn in this little closet area in the little cubby there. But since I am done and I have the key, I'm gonna go through. But yeah, like I was saying, for items, the vitamins, I already said, you get a speed boost and it decays over time. The flashlight, well, it's has a battery, and you can, once you find a flashlight, you can find batteries in drawers to refill it. Lighters, you can't refill them, but you can replace them with other lighters. And another neat thing too is with lighters and flashlights, the higher like durability they are, the more efficient and faster that they'll actually light up the area. So what I mean by that is my flashlight is my lighter is currently at about 80%, around 80%. So also, it's now eyes. I like to call them eyes, but it's seek. So as soon as you see an eye looking at you, that's when you know you don't have to worry about rush coming anymore because of the lights flickering. But this is gonna be a locked room. I got vitamins there, which I will showcase as well. So yeah, since my lighter is about 80%, I'm clicking and it'll immediately light up the area. But if I drain it to about 50%, which I will show you now, you'll have to kind of flick it once and then flick it twice for it to actually light up for it to actually light up. Oh yeah, and that's Timothy. I knew I was forgetting something in drawers. So since it's about 50%, it could be either 75 or 50%. It'll require 2 lights. Once it reaches under the 25% mark, you'll require about 2 or 3 of those little flicks to get it going, which I find is a pretty neat quality of life addition. I'll just get through here. So for this chase sequence, it's relatively easy, but for me, for many others, it's quite difficult. So I will show you how to pass it almost every time. So he'll T-pose if you're looking behind you for a quick second. He'll disappear. And you're going to want to crouch manually underneath each bookshelf. Before, it used to not be like that. It used to automatically do a little animation for you. But now you got to manually do it, and I prefer manually doing it. So what you do for here is you typically want to look straight on, and you don't want to move your camera. You want to just move your eyes, and wherever you see that little blue kind of tint, you'll go to. That's when you'll flick your camera to there. And for this section, you also don't have to hold W. It'll automatically move you forward. So you only have to really worry about moving left and right as well as moving your camera. And I'll reiterate on what I mean by looking forward. So when you're running, like I said, you won't be holding forward, just left and right. You'll be going, you'll look straight ahead, and you'll look with your eyes, and you'll see, you'll look to the left and you'll look to the right. And if either of the doors are blue, then that's when you know, well, I have to go there. If they aren't, then that's when you know it's actually behind, so you have to go all the way around to the middle, other side. This is a library, you'll always know because you'll hear the rain. A nice aesthetic room. Always a nice guaranteed item. Whenever you enter this kind of library room, you're going to look right and left or vice versa immediately, because the switch can spawn on either of those walls as well as there. It can spawn there, it can spawn here, it can spawn there, or in the back. Luckily we got it there, and it can also spawn in the back there. And if you have any other questions too, or something that I missed, go ahead and leave comments in the comment section below, and I will respond to them fairly quickly. And if you want me to make any other videos in regards to whatever, I will gladly do that. This is going to be raw and unfiltered content as well. I will edit future videos more than likely. That is for another day. And while I'm walking here and getting through the rooms, I'll also talk about the library since we're approaching it. Library is always door 50, no matter what. And the entity in here is Figure. And if you want to survive him and you want a high probability of surviving him, you're going to want to crouch at all times. And what I mean by this is seriously just crouch. And your survivability goes up tenfold. So what I like to do is go right first. I'll walk, mainly because... excuse me. Mainly because I kind of know what to do, but you're going to hear this kind of glistening sound. And that's how you know that a book is near. So as you can see, if I'm far away here, you don't hear anything. But the closer you get to a book, you hear that glistening sound, which is really helpful, especially if you're not trying to waste any time. And make sure that you're hearing him, and I would advise wearing headphones so that you know where he is at all times, so that way you don't get caught off guard. He is attracted to sound, so the moment you start making sound and start walking, he will immediately notice. But for some reason, I don't think he hears you opening drawers, which is kind of weird. But yeah, the books can also spawn here and there, so you always got to be careful on that. And this section, there's a 5 key padlock, which you have to enter in. So the shapes in the bottom left correspond to the Roman numerals on this piece of paper, the answer sheet, I'll call it. So I will explain that once I actually get up here. He's going to be going up the stairs here, so always be careful. You never want to get in his pathing. Otherwise, if you're too close to him, he will sense your heartbeat and he will kill you. As well as each book that you get, he gets faster. So I believe it's up to 4 books. Once you have 4 books, he is the same speed as you. Anything over 4 books that you get, so the 5th book and over, he will be faster than you at running speed. So the only way to outrun him would be with vitamins. So now that I have all of them, you need 8 in the bottom left, 8 books. So the code in this instance would be 0, 6, 4, 1, 1. So now, and for the most part, you can stay in front of the door. He won't, he won't kill you if you're just standing right in front of the door, because you're out of his pathing and he'll never directly come in front of the door. So if you're ever worried and you're inserting the key, you can insert the key if he's right behind you and he won't kill you. At least it's never happened to me. So yeah, it's 0, 6, 4, 1, 1. 0, 6, 0, 6, 4, 1, 1. And then you're good to go. And another thing with the padlock, you can also right click and left click. So if you need to backtrack a number, you can right click or right trigger, as well as left click. So you can go back and forth if you miss one. What else? Oh yeah, in dark rooms, there's a chance that a Screech will appear. A Screech is a jump scaring little circular entity that only appears in dark rooms. And you'll hear a little psst. So you have to look in the direction of that sound effect. If you don't, he will jump scare you and deal about 1/3 of your health bar. So let's see if I can get a Screech in this room. You'll know that it's... See, did you hear that? Psst. If it's a distant... Pissed... pissed. If it's a distant one, then you don't have to worry about it because it's a fake. But if you hear it right in your ear and it's close to you, that's when you gotta look around because it will jump scare you. Also, in these cellar rooms, the switch can spawn here, it can spawn back here, it can spawn on this door. Luckily enough, it was here, as well as it can spawn in the back. So that's Rush coming easily enough. I will wait at a locker. Get in. Also, another tip, make sure you don't make it last second and get in a locker because Jack can show up and he is an entity that has a 1 in 10 chance of spawning, I believe, in a locker. And he'll jump scare you and he'll kick you out of that locker and you won't be able to enter that locker for about a second or two. So if you hear Rush coming and you try to do it last second and you get jacked, you're dead. So I advise you to get in the locker a little bit more earlier, but not too early that you'll get kicked out of the locker anyways. So that way you can check in case Jack will be in there or not. So that way if he does jump scare you, you'll have a bit of time to either enter another locker or just spam E and hope that you have enough time to get back in the same locker that you got kicked out of. So this is Rush. You can hear him over there. I'll get in. I'll get out. And then I'll get back in. That was actually really close. I'm surprised I didn't die there. But yeah, don't ever do what I did. That was really stupid of me. And I am very surprised that I didn't die. But what I was trying to do there was, since I heard him coming, I check, hold W to get out, and then, as you see there, sometimes you can get cucked. Because if you try and check for Jack and he doesn't show up, if you try and go in anyways, he appears and then you're dead. So it's honestly a gamble. So yeah, I'll wait. As soon as I hear him get close, get in the locker. As soon as you hear his sound effect fade out, you're good to go. The lights flickered, so if they flicker and you're in a dark room, you don't have to worry about Rush coming to you because I don't think Rush will ever come and attack if you're in a dark room. Since it took a little while to actually get through to this room, this next room will more than likely be a large one or the next one over, I believe. No? Okay, well there's a high chance that usually if the door loads or buffers, then the next room over, the next other room will be a pretty fairly large room. So in these dark rooms, you'll always want to check. Okay, it's not there. Check left. It's not over here. So there's a switch. Perfect. Took a little while to actually get through that. And as you can see now that my lighter is actually... It takes about 3 now in order for it to illuminate. So this is what Vitamins does. I will showcase it. You get a good speed boost. And it wears down for about 10 seconds. Rush is coming, I believe, so... And you could always check because you could watch, see how the lights went out. Let's say you know that he's coming. And it's always... I would advise you to not get in the locker too early, because if you do, then you have a high chance of getting kicked out from that entity. I forget what his name is. Oh, I totally missed it. Was it on the bed? Yep. And with keys, you don't have to press E on them for the most part. You can just walk right up to them and it'll automatically pick them up for you. That was a fake, because it was distant. So this is seek. And you now, like I said before, whenever you see the eyes on the walls, you don't have to worry about Rush or anybody else. As soon as these eyes disappear, that's when you know the next hallway will be the sequence for the chase. So since all the eyes have disappeared, when you get to about there, that's when he'll spawn in. And I will showcase what I mean by not holding forward at all, and just holding left and right, as well as just looking forward and guessing. So I know that it's on my left, so I'll go left. It's on my left. It's all the way behind. It's all the way behind. So just look forward and then have that reaction time. And see the blue. You always want to be looking at the blue tint. So you'll go left here, go far right, far left, then you're good to go. And you have plenty of time. So now, hopefully I can show you Ambush. Ambush has a higher chance of coming up near the ending doors here, which I am at. And he is like, he's like Rush, but he will go back and forth, and actually, sadly, I did not get him. Wow. But what you'll have to do is he's the same as Rush, where he'll spawn a few rooms back, and he'll come up, and you just gotta hide in the locker when he comes by, and then he goes back, because he will kind of double back. So you'll get out, stand by the locker, and then wait till you hear the sound get really loud, get back in, wait for him to come there and double back, jump out, wait for the sound to come back, rinse and repeat, and you'll be good. So now you'll hit this lever, and a trick you can do if you want to get by really fast is you can hold W, which I will show now. You hold W and just press left, go up these stairs here, and if you just run all the way, you'll be good. Grab the key. And there has been a time where he's been stuck on these staircases, because if you're there already, he hears you and he'll kind of camp this. But if you just crouch, you should be good, and he shouldn't glitch for you at all. But you'll come over here, and there's this thing. The left side is odd, right side is even. What I recommend for this is saying the numbers out loud. So it's a lot easier for me, at least, if you say all the numbers that light up out loud. So whatever number it says here that lights up, you just click on it to light it up. So 10, 5, 9, 2, 7, 1, 6, 3. 8, 1, 4, 2, 5, 3. Pretty simple. Once you're done, if you get all of them correctly and you don't mess up once, that's how you get the achievement for engineering or whatever it's called. I forget. As soon as you're done that, though, you do want to run and haul ass over to the elevator, because if you don't do it in time, he'll start banging on the door, and then he'll actually break through the door and start chasing you, but only after you're done that. If you hear him banging on the door while you're doing the mini game there, like this, he'll be banging on it, he won't go through. But now he just came through. Oh no, he didn't. No, he'll be banging on the door, and then eventually he'll come through once you complete it. But anyways, that's enough of me rambling on. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comment section below. I will answer them as soon as I can, and I will make more videos in the future. But anyways, take care, guys, and I will see you in the next video. See you guys.